who is following the democratic principles of our country must not be muzzled, mistreated, threatened, or killed. Because the intel we have is that on the 15th June, you plan to assassinate or kill the chairperson of Malawi Electoral Commission, which is unacceptable, and we are not going to accept. In this public lecture, we appeal to the international community that listen to what President Peter Mutharika is planning in Malawi. We know you may not come to the rescue of Malawians, but just here, we'll deal with this internally because we are a responsible nation. Therefore, Malawi Defense Force, you are about 5 generals there. There is air wing, infantry, ground forces, whatever positions you have. One of you should be having a responsible citizenship in him to make sure that you provide security for these 2 people. The chairperson of my Electoral Commission, Dr. Chifundo Kajale, and Chief Justice Andrew Nyirenda, because we of Muva Chilungamo, sorry, yes, we are part of that. The family of Muva Chilungamo, the family of the utopian philosophy, and all Malawians of enlightenment don't agree that Chief Justice Andrew Nyirenda must go on leave. Because constitutionally, or by laws of the Judicial Commission, you'll have to decide, you yourself, that I'm going on leave, or I'm not going. Or you commute your days to forfeiture, or you can sell them. Some companies do that. Now, in this case, we don't want Chief Justice Andrew Nyirenda to go on leave because we have an issue that we are dealing with here, elections. And we will need him to be there to keep on helping in translating the laws in case these elections go west. So this is our appeal, because we cannot just watch. Our lecture today was based on responsibility, stupidity, and citizenship. And we cannot allow to be intermingled in this when we know that we need to be a responsible society. So by being a responsible society, we appeal that the security of Chief Justice Andrew Nyirenda, the security of the new Malawi Electoral Commission chairperson, Dr. Chifundo Kajale, are our priority first in this country. We need to make sure these people are protected so that they can execute their duties, the mandate that have been given, without any threats, without any interference, without anyone tackling against their freedoms. Therefore, Malawi Defense Force, Malawi Police, and we also want to appeal opposition, let me not say opposition, but political parties in Malawi. Because we know already that DPP government is against these elections, DPP government is not ready for these elections. That's why in 10 days' time, President Peter Mutharika has not campaigned. He has not even come to the northern region of Malawi, and is afraid even to go to the heartbeat of our government, that is in the capital city, Lilongwe. All this tells that Mr. Mutharika is scared, is afraid, he cannot even campaign. Therefore, there are those that are going to become leaders in the next 10 days. Malawi needs to leave. Malawi needs to be led responsibly, with no stupid people, but with the citizens that are intelligent enough, that are willing to be responsible and make sure that foundations of today, of tomorrow, and of the future are laid out. By this, we appeal to those of you that have been hired to kill, assassinate, abuse, or threaten other lives to stop. Because after 10 days, all of you are going to be in the same Malawi. After 10 days, when a new government comes in, all of us are still going to be citizens of Malawi. Therefore, there is a need, and a very great need, for all of us to be responsible people. And there's a great need that we should swear away and make ourselves absent from being stupid society. And we need to make sure that we become a nation of responsible citizens. All this can happen by our hands. No one will come from outside. Africa, I appeal to you as I conclude. Africa, wake up. in our continental anthem, there is a word of toiling. How are we going to toil when our borders are locked? In our continental scribe of anthem, there is a word that we are people that are cradle of mankind. How are we continue being cradle of mankind when we let some of the rules that are coming from outside to erase this generation, to erase this African race? How are we going to continue being cradle of mankind? By this, I appeal to African governments. Some of the rules that are coming from outside, tell them that not in Africa. I appeal to African presidents. Sometimes have a conference that is typically restricted by Africans so that we can discuss these things. Not all conferences are supposed to have cameras. At the end of the day, cameras are inventions of outside countries. Some meetings must be those that we call native conferences. Some meetings are supposed to be what we call native summits, that we discuss more about Africa for Africans within Africa. That is the only way Africa will be able to contain most of the challenges that are coming. Because after this corona, there's a lot that is coming. All those are threats to erase the African race. All those are threats so that Africans do no longer exist again. Someone behind there is planning to erase this race. But God was never stupid. God was never wrong to create this color of Africans. No one in this earth can decide that this African race must be erased. No one. By that, it is our responsibility as Africans to preserve, protect, defend, and make sure this cradle of mankind remains until God himself come and say so. I'm done with you, Africa. Malawi. Malawi, Mother Malawi. You will never be a mother of anyone apart from us. You are our mother. We promise that we will always be responsible citizens for you, Mother Malawi. We swear by our living God that we will stand for you, Mother Malawi, because you are the only home we know other than any other place. Therefore, protect us, strengthen us, give us power so that we remain responsible citizens and we move away, sway away from being stupid society. In that, help us that we fight evil. In that, help us that we stand against bad. In that, help us we defeat lies. Help us that we protect one another in these 10 days. So that when we have a new government, we come back to you and say, Mother Malawi, here you are. Utopian Philosophy members and followers, this was our public lecture today. We conclude by saying, by being responsible people, we deny to be stupid citizens. By being responsible citizens, we deny to become a stupid nation or continent that has citizenship without roots. Our topic today should strengthen us all to be responsible and to make sure that our citizenship works for Africa, for Malawi, and our respective nations. I'm Sanders Juma, Commander-in-Chief and the philosopher himself of Utopian Philosophy. As I said, other people from the Stoicism, they succeeded in Eastern Asia. We can also succeed in Africa by following the philosophy of the new Utopian. Thank you very much.